And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Okay, looking at today's fire danger map, I have a diminishing area here of high fire danger and very high fire danger, but still exists there from around Eagle or just south of there up into the eastern areas of the upper Yukon Valley. Otherwise, pretty low everywhere else. So moving on to satellite imagery, you can see all the moisture here flowing from east to west across central and southern Alaska here, spilling into the Kuskokwim Valley. There are some showers. Pretty good thunderstorms developing over the Tanana Valley during the day today and moving westward. Thunderstorms reported at Eielson Air Force Base again, Fairbanks and Tanana, and a pretty good thunderstorm passing by to the south of Fairbanks between Fairbanks and Nenana roughly in there. Otherwise, a fair amount of rain, soaking rains in some areas coming in across south central Alaska and extending all the way down the southeast coast today. Drier conditions, but still on the chilly side. Had some snow earlier today over the Pribilof Islands. With this cold upper low in the upper atmosphere continuing to drop southward there, bringing some scattered showers to the eastern Aleutians into the Alaska Peninsula. Otherwise, winds continuing to diminish over the eastern Bering Sea. On the chart today, just a breeze compared to 2 days ago here with, again, the trough bringing mixed precipitation into the Pribilofs, falling as snow earlier today, St. George and St. Paul Island, and pushing down toward the Alaska Peninsula. Weak low at the surface here, just north of, let's see, Nelson Lagoon, just north of Nelson Lagoon there on the Alaska Peninsula with showers in that area, but drying out to the west here with higher pressure out over the far western Bering Sea. Pretty light winds as well. This weakening low has been pulling west-northwestward here, and that put a fair amount of precipitation over the southeast quarter of the interior as well as the southeast coast. Amounts anywhere from 1/4 inch to over 3/4 of an inch falling across this entire area here during the last 12 hours, ending at mid-afternoon today. Drier to the west, drier to the north, light winds up along the Arctic coast. There are basically cloudy skies that extend all the way down into Bristol Bay. Forecast for tonight, this low weakens into a trough and the front washes out along the southeast coast there. But enough leftover moisture to keep periods of light rain going across all of the Panhandle, up along the North Gulf Coast into Prince William Sound. Showers start to end over the Cook Inlet, Mananuska-Sitna Valley area. And showers and thunderstorms this evening. Lose the thunderstorms later this evening, but the showers will continue throughout the night in the central interior. Dry from the Brooks Range to the Arctic coast, dry along the west coast, southwest interior into Bristol Bay. This very weak system here keeps a chance of rain, fog, and drizzle, light rain, light precipitation for the Alaska Peninsula, along with light wind conditions that cover all of the Bering Sea and the Aleutians right up into the Bering Strait and even the North Slope and Arctic coast. Forecast for tomorrow, this weak trough drops southward there, bringing a chance of moisture possibly as far west as Atka. Better chances of some showers around the eastern Aleutians. Light rain chances continue here for the Alaska Peninsula, and there's still a trough up along the North Gulf Coast. Keeps it cloudy and wet in this area into the northern Panhandle, drying out down to the south as high pressure builds in down there, and quite an area of showers up here along and north of the Yukon River, all the way out into eastern Norton Sound, southern Seward Peninsula. And look for some scattered thunderstorm activity to develop again over the Tanana Valley and showers over south central Alaska. And then for Friday, less in the way of shower activity here over the interior areas with a lot more in the way of sunshine. Partly to mostly sunny, south central Alaska, North Gulf Coast, Prince William Sound into the Copper River Basin. Should be mostly sunny with light winds for the Panhandle. Stronger system remains well to the south there, but some of that moisture sliding up close to Kodiak Island. Could be a few showers around in the afternoon there. And this weak system dropping southward, still close enough and pulls enough moisture back to the north, so some light rain into the Alaska Peninsula. Unalaska, Dutch Harbor over to about Nikolsky, and a weak system up here entering the Bering Strait, really not doing much at all there. And still light winds, high pressure out over the far western Bering Sea. Lows tonight in the 20s for the North Slope and Arctic coast, 40s and 50s over the remainder of the interior, with mostly 40s here for south central Alaska into the Copper River Basin. and 30s out to the west, 40s for the Panhandle. Highs tomorrow in the 50s for the southeast coastal areas, 70 to 75 there from Eagle up to Fort Yukon, Chalkitsik, and those areas. And otherwise in the 60s, central interior, cooling into the 50s, and eventually the 40s out toward the Bering Sea coast. And 55 to 60 for south central Alaska, near 50 for Kodiak Island. And then the lows for the morning hours, kind of chilliest up there for the North Slope and the Arctic coast. Not much change, a little cooler though, mostly in the lower to mid 40s for the interior. Some areas a little warmer, mid 40s for the southeast coast, and still in the 30s out over the Bering Sea, and still in the upper 20s for St. Lawrence Island. And then the highs on Friday afternoon, 70 to 75 for the Yukon Flats, otherwise in the mid to upper 60s for the Tanana Valley, and 50s out toward the coast, and a little bit warmer here, south central Alaska, a little more sunshine. Highs 60 to 65, and a little warmer also for the Panhandle with a lot more sunshine, upper 50s to mid 60s.